Hello, and welcome to the first video on this channel and kind of the hello world of this channel as we go over the hello world of a project. So, since this is a very simple one, I can keep the video fairly short while also explaining what this channel is and what I'm going to do with it. So, I'm basically just going to be going over some of my coding projects, mostly assignments, but I will have some stuff that I worked on my own, of course. Those just end up taking a lot more time because there's no due date. Uh, and first, I'm going to be going over my mobile development assignments and projects. And I'm not probably not going to go over every single assignment for all of my courses. I probably will go over every project, but not every assignment, with the exception of this one, and we'll see in the future. But so far, just this one, since uh, this I've had like obviously, I'm in a college course currently for programming, so I have a lot of fun doing it in general. But this is probably the class I've had the most fun doing the specific assignments and not, working on something on my own, or like it has the best average, I guess, since I had the most enjoyment out of the most assignments, is what I'm trying to say. And that's why I'm going to go over every single one. And now, one other thing before I get into it is that I also plan on, for a little while at least, I'll probably be doing one of these a day. At the very least, I'll be doing one a day until I get through all of my mobile assignments, just because I want to do other stuff, go over other stuff. So yeah, that's why. Also the emulator, just because that might be an internet thing, but the Android emulator is always a bit weird. We can always pause and start the video again if that happens. Well, when we need it. So with that said, get into the video proper. So this one is the Hello World of Android Studio, Android in general. It uses Java, XML, and also Kotlin. No Kotlin in this one. Obviously uses Gradle, a bunch of other stuff. Uh, but yeah, let's get into the code. So here we have our on create, which pretty simple stuff. It's just, the basic kind of main, it's your this equivalent of your main string args and normal Java, because obviously this is Java, that sort of thing. And then of course we go over we next just going down. There's the log, and logging was kind of a requirement in all of these. For this one, obviously, it isn't very helpful, but in some of them, logging using our breakpoints here with you have to use the debugger for that. Uh, and, just doing that also, I find just commenting out a block of code, hey, I think this is problematic. Let's just get rid of it for now. And then so we have three of those logs there, which is, redundant, and I think it depends on who you ask really, but in, a proper finished thing, even if the user's never going to see the logs, you probably shouldn't be logging. And once again, that depends on who you ask really. And then we just enable edge to edge. This is like a, built-in stuff. Set content view that so you know that what layout we're using. I'll show the XML in a second. And then view compat, blah, 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 blah. That's finding the view by ID is basically just setting it up. And then another log is that this, other than the basics really, and the logs, there's really nothing to talk about. And, hello world, this isn't really much to talk about in general. And then here's the layout. It's a constraint layout, so, if I show the full window, or the view window, I guess, uh, just gonna zoom in here. It's just text on the screen, and it's kind of a limited by the constraints. I think, yeah. So there's one on each side. So when it's like that, you can't move them. If it's you know, say it's just this top one, you wouldn't be able to move it past that. And also, it looks kind of weird on here because this view isn't always accurate. See, the text is off screen, but on the screen, it's all there completely normally. And then in this is like I said, the constraint layout. All that's kind of like a default as well. And then the only thing that's added is the text view. Here are the actual constraints. You can add them in here, which just, adds them in the code. And then here's just the text, and I have some slash ends in there for, it's slash n slash enter, uh, new line basically. And it's, that's the same as Java as well. It depends on what you're doing, but it, these are pretty common. And the reason why this is yellow and yelling at me is because, this is the very first one. I didn't know this at the time, but, makes sense. This isn't good practice. You have, yeah, you have a strings XML, which is basically your variables for every string of text. So say you're using something more than once, let's just say you say hi and use it on 3 text views. If you want to change that to hello, you'd have to change it 3 times. But if you have it in the strings, you just change it to once in there. And now let's just see this running. So there's not much here. Just checking the time here. Okay, pretty quick. And yeah, we'll see this running. Just see that there's text on the screen. And then, yeah, see. And there's how I mentioned how it's not cut off anywhere. I guess if it went down a little further, it would be cut off at that curve. And it was just actual Hello World that we had to put in there, but I just decided to do, a little more fun with it with song lyrics. But yeah, that's it. That's the video. Uh, there'll be more complicated stuff, obviously, but I'm going in order for this class. And yeah, see you then.